Today we are going to continue with volume. We're going to learn two formulas to measure volume. We've actually learned both of these. We've talked about both of these. Okay? Two ways of measuring volume are: one, volume equals length times width times height. Okay, we talked about that. We watched a couple videos on that. We've done a couple assignments on that. Okay, the other one we talked about yesterday, we didn't actually come across and name it or talk too much on it, but we did talk about it. And that one is volume equals base times height. Okay, I'm going to show you examples of both of these formulas today and how to solve for those. All right, so yesterday, I'll just leave that up there. Yesterday, we talked about volume equals number of cubes in one layer times the number of layers. All right, we're going to show you an example of that in a minute. So volume equals area of base times height. That one is, I believe, right here. Yes. Okay, so the number of layers, number of cubes in one layer times height. Okay, let's find out the number of cubes in one layer. That is our base right here. So we said that one of our formulas was volume equals base times height. Okay, let's find our base. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So our base is 20. Now we measure our height. 1, 2, 3, 4. Height is 4, so we measure that. 2 times 4 is 8. Add your 0. So our volume is 80, and then we're just going to name it cubic units for this one. Okay, that is how you find that volume equals base times height. All right, now let's look at one where we are finding volume equals length times width times height. Okay, so let's count how many we have going up. We have 1 underneath here, 2, 3, 4, so 4. We got 1, 2, 1 underneath here, 3, 4, 5. And then there's 1 underneath here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we have 4, 5, and 8. So let's times these. Okay, let's do our smaller numbers first. 5 times 4 equals 20. And then let's times that by our 8. 2 times 8 is 16. Add our 1, 0. We have 160 cubic units. Or you can put units cubed with a little 3 above. Okay, both of them are the same thing. All right, so now we just did one formula doing length times width times height. And we saw another formula or example of base times height. Okay, let me show you one more. Okay, here's another one. First thing we need to do is we need to look at. They give us 3 measurements. So which formula are we going to use? Are we going to use the volume equals length times width times height? Or are we going to use the volume equals base times height? Which one do you think you're going to use? If you said this one right here, you are correct because they have 3 measurements. So we got to take our length, width, and height times each other. So let's take our 4 times 3, our smaller numbers. That's 12. Then we got to take our 12 times 6. Okay, 2 times 6 is 12. 1, 6, 72. And then let's do units, or let's do centimeters. Sorry, this is in centimeters cubed. So our answer is 72 centimeters cubed. And I have my little 3 above there. It's representing cube because we are measuring volume. Okay? So your assignment today, what you are going to be working on in small group is page 20, let me double check, page 25 in your math journal. A couple of these ones that we just did in the video are on your math journal, so you should be able to see examples of how to do it. Use these this video to help you solve for the rest of those on page 25. It is graded, so make sure you're doing it on your own.